Hey guys, Taria from urbansketchingworld.com back with you for day 4 of my Urban Sketching at Home 7-day challenge. Hope you're enjoying it so far. For day 4, I'm challenging us all to draw some modes of transport. So right here is the car, but here is also my feet, which is my main mode of transport here in South Africa. I do drive, but I don't have a car. But this is my boyfriend's car, and he very kindly let me draw it. Um, he's very precious about his car. So yeah, modes of transport is the challenge. So I am going to draw the car, which I am kind of concerned about. So I was like, well, I'm just going to do the best I can, and this is, it's just kind of proof. It's like, no one can draw everything like really well. Like you have to just try and do your best kind of thing. So that is very much what I'm doing here. It's not great, but I'm trying my best. And then, yeah, obviously I thought, I'd make a whole spread and kind of add a few other bits in. And yeah, my feet as well, because they're my main mode of transport. Um, so yeah, I'm just trying to map out the car. I did have a bit of a false start, which I erased, and then I started drawing it more across the page. Because I was thinking I was just going to draw like the front half, like the bonnet, kind of the front bit of the car. Then yeah, I don't know. It's quite difficult I think, to get cars right, and sometimes I can get them really well, and I'm like, oh, great, I can draw cars. And then, like today, I try and I'm like, oh god, no, I can't draw cars at all. I don't know if it's because this car maybe is like quite a sculpted kind of car. It's got like a lot of curves and stuff like that. Maybe I find sketching older cars that are a bit more maybe simple shapes or have much more defined shape a bit easier. I'm just not sure, but yeah, this just wasn't kind of going quite to plan. But yeah, I don't know. I think the sketch is kind of okay, and definitely when I sort of started to draw it with my fountain pen, so I had my basic pencil lines down, and then yeah, I'm going to like detail it out with the pen. And I thought actually it's not going too bad. There's obviously things that are not in proportion or maybe not quite the right perspective, but I think you can kind of see what kind of car it is. Not that I know anything about cars or what car this is aside from it's a Mercedes, but like I think, you know, I can tell that it like is this car, if you know what I mean. Anyway, but what I will say, oh, here's a guest appearance from the cat again. She's like lurking around, but she can see there's no space on my lap for her today, so she's skulking off to bother someone else. Um, but yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I mean, I was getting happier with it by the moment that I was drawing this with the pen, and even though I didn't really get it exactly right, I think you can still kind of tell the character of the car and that kind of thing. So yeah, this was a really big challenge to do this today, but I'm glad I did it. Um, so what I would say is grab your pencil and just kind of try and get the basic shape of the car, like just pretend it's like some kind of cuboid, rectangular 3D rectangle thing. What is the word for that? God, I don't know. I feel like my brain is rotting in lockdown. Is anyone else finding that? It's just like I only speak to like 2 people on a daily basis, and yeah, I don't know. My brain is just not working properly. um, I spend too much time drawing and not enough time having intelligent conversation with anyone, so I forget my words. But yeah, just try and get the perspective of the basic shape of the car right first. Again, I think that's something that maybe I just didn't do, and I just went straight into trying to draw the car. I don't know if that's me being cocky or me being lazy. I'm not sure, but either way, it didn't work. Um, But also, I was like, again, if any of you watched my video drawing the wagon, I was trying to aim for like a very exaggerated perspective where that front headlight and the front part of the car would be really big and then like dramatically tail off to the back end of the car. But yeah, definitely didn't hit that. But I've taken a photo of the car, and I am going to practice that because I do kind of want to get that kind of vibe. If any of you have seen the work of Lapin, um, the French illustrator, the guy with the floral shirts and the hats, he is badass at drawing cars and vehicles and stuff, and from that kind of very exaggerated perspective. So yeah, I need to. I think I'm going to go back and look at his work and look at the photo and maybe just try and practice doing that because I think it'd be really cool. Because I am supposed to go on a car-related adventure later this year if the pandemic behaves itself. So I think it would be very beneficial if I continue trying to practice drawing cars. Really. Um, so as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, I decided to draw my feet because I wanted to tell a story with this spread. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of this challenge, really. It's not just to draw the items themselves, but it's actually trying to tell a story. So I wanted to make like a whole scene, really, and a whole sketch. Sorry, a whole kind of sketch of the scene. So yeah, I've got my feet down in the bottom right-hand corner there, and I thought I'd try. I was like really wanted to do a bit more of a close-up study of the headlight. It didn't really turn out so great, but that's what's up in the right-hand corner there. You'll see it, I think, once I start painting. And then I thought I'd just sketch in a bit more of the garage, the cupboards there and whatnot. So yeah, so I'm going in first with the headlight because I feel like if I can kind of get the right kind of vibes with the headlight, then that will help me paint the whole car. Um, so yeah, I don't know, I found this quite difficult actually. But it was still fun to try. You'll see I'm putting in like the first kind of washes, and then I just have to let it dry because it was just all bleeding into each other a little bit too much, too uncontrollably. So I've left that to dry, and I'll come back to it a bit later on to sort of like add the darker. You can see there it's sort of starting to bleed a bit, so that's my impatience. I need to let it dry, and then yeah, come back to it later on. Um, so I was gonna for today's challenge, I was thinking about doing pets as well. So I was gonna try and sketch the cat, but um, it's typical, she sleeps like 23 hours a day. But of course, when I actually want to sketch her, she's just like roaming around all over the place. So she wasn't fitting in with my tight filming schedule. So I was like, and not everyone has a pet. I'm not saying that everyone has transport either, but a lot of people have their feet. Most people probably, and maybe you have a bike, like a push bike. Maybe you have a motorbike or a scooter, that kind of thing. Maybe you have rollerblades or roller skates. Does anyone still own roller skates? I think they came back around into fashion, didn't they? I don't know. Roller skates are cool though. I like them. Or you might have a car or whatever you've got, you might have a tuk-tuk. Who knows? But yeah, so I thought most people will have like a bike, or failing that, you can draw your feet, because a lot of people walk on their feet. And if you don't walk on your feet, maybe you walk on, or maybe you move around in a different way. And draw how you move around. That's the thing. So I thought, not everyone has pets or access to any kind of animal whenever they need. So I thought this challenge is probably a bit more reasonable for everyone, like draw your transport kind of thing. But if you do have a pet, bonus points, which mean nothing. Bonus points. Draw your pet, because it's kind of cool to draw something that's like slightly moving. You can draw it throughout the day when it's like might be sleeping in one place and might be sleeping in another place. If you're like this cat who just sleeps in the most ridiculous positions with her feet up in the air and all sorts of things, it's just going to be comical to sketch her. So yeah, so you've got two options there, guys. You can draw your transport, you can draw your pet, whichever is more applicable to you, whichever is more convenient to you, or do both, So I'm going back into that headlight now. I've got my Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pen, I really like these pens. That I've got the shades of grey set, the 6 of them. There's 3 warm greys and 3 cold greys. What I will say is I was using the darkest cold grey on the front of the car, and it was kind of a strange colour. It was kind of like greeny grey. So it doesn't show up on the camera so much, but definitely in real life I was like, this is not the right colour I was looking for. So I've never really noticed it before though, when I've used it before. Maybe because I'm layering it over paints and not using it straight on the paper. But yeah, it's definitely got like a weird green tinge to it. But anyway, that's just a bit of a side note. So yeah, I decided to use these markers just because it's a bit more precision, especially in the wheels and like in that front grey and stuff like that. And as this car is all grey, I thought it was a good opportunity really to use them, especially again as I'm doing a bit of a tighter sketch. So yeah, the painting of this car is where things really start to lose me a bit really. And I don't know if it was just because I started going in a bit darker, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, maybe that's better. And then, but I didn't want to lose the reflections, and then I was like, I don't know. So I actually kind of left it a bit unpainted, but I think that's okay, you know. Urban sketching is urban sketching, and sometimes you don't get to finish things. As you can see here, I've moved from where I was sitting in the garage in front of the car, moved inside because I started losing the light. It started getting really windy, and I was like, this is not really working very well. So I was like, I've pretty much done the car as much as I really wanted to be honest. And I was like, my feet are attached to me, so I can still draw them wherever I am, you know. So I moved inside, so that's why you can see I'm resting on a table now. But yeah, going back to urban sketching, that's the joy of it is you're just like sketching on the move, you're sketching what's happening, and sometimes you don't get to sketch absolutely every last minute detail of the thing you're doing. Sometimes you don't want to. Sometimes you just want to capture the spirit of what you're sketching, you know. So in regards to the car, it's like, yeah, I could have kept going on it, but I was like, I've captured what I wanted to capture of it. I've got the overall shape of it. I've got the front end of it, which is kind of what I was going for anyway. That's fine by me. I was like, I'm good with that, you know. So yeah, I was kind of excited to draw my feet. That sounds so weird. But I thought they came out all right actually. And I quite liked just adding in a bit of context around the car as well, getting the cupboards in, getting the garage door opening. Again, not drawing every single bit of detail, but just kind of getting the rough idea that the car was parked in front of these kind of weird cupboardy things, and it was actually inside the garage and stuff, and it's not like floating in midair. I thought the close-up sketch of the headlights was sort of came out okay. Occasionally you'll see me just keep going back to it here. I am still, I'm fussing around the car a little bit, but that's only just to kind of thicken up some lines, just where I want things to kind of be a bit more prominent, or just to darken some areas. So again, don't really need to be in front of the car as such, just to kind of get those bits in. But yeah, I think I'm happy with the front end of the car. And then the floor of the garage is kind of like, to me they look kind of pinky, kind of brickwork stuff. So I thought, I'd paint the floor pink. I think there's so much grey in the sketch so far. It's just like I need to kind of counterbalance it with a bit of colour, I think, for the overall spread. So put in some pinks and purples there, and just doing my favourite, splattering in some paint over the top. And again, just trying to add a bit more. I've got my brush pen here, my black brush pen, the Copic one, and just trying to add in a bit more definition on that headlight, and again to the car. It was all looking just lots of grey, so I just wanted to pump it up a bit with a bit black in some key areas. And I was debating leaving my feet unpainted. I thought I really liked the line drawing of them. But yeah, I just wanted to get some more colour into this sketchbook spread, so I thought I'd paint my my feet. So you'll see, I'm just trying to get the contrast between the two sandals. Again, I think I could have gone further with this, but I just wanted to get the general feeling of it. I didn't want to go too crazy with all the any details and too much overworking things too much. I just wanted to get the essence of the story. Really, these are my modes of transport. So I'm just drawing in the kind of bricks on the ground. And I'm trying to, I'm using a Pitt Artist pen again here, but I'm trying to get it so that the tiles at the back of the car are smaller and then the tiles at the front are bigger, just to add to the kind of perspective, So it's a nice little thing to pay attention to that can really add to the not the drama, but yeah, just make it more dynamic if you really pay attention to the fact that something like that, where the tiles are much smaller the further they are away from you. So I think I made my feet a bit too orange here, but I was trying to get a skin tone quite quickly, and I was like, oh no, my feet are just orange. They're not really that colour in real life. Actually, kind of blue most of the time. I think I have bad circulation. But yeah, I'm just putting in some purple shadow under the car there again, just to give it a bit more emphasis. And as I don't know if you noticed in the footage, but I've got tattoos on my feet, so I thought I'd put those in with like a blue Inktense pencil. Again, just to give it a bit more interest. I think it worked nicely with the blue intense pencil. So again, just adding the date to my sketch. I actually remembered right then and there, which I keep forgetting on the other sketches. And then I thought I'd go around and sort of label things as well. So I quite like writing on my sketchbook spread like this. I think it's quite nice. So my feet. And then you'll see here I'm putting Duncan's car, Miranda. Because that's my name for his car, and he really doesn't like it. So this is Miranda, and my feet, and a headlight, and some of the garage. So I hope you enjoyed watching that, guys. It was just a bit of fun. It was definitely a challenge for me to draw the car. As I said, it didn't come out the best, but it's okay, and I'm quite happy with my feet. I think my feet came out very well. So I really hope you guys enjoy doing this challenge. Do make sure to tag me over on Instagram. The profile there is at Urban Sketching World, so quite easy to remember. So if you have a go at this, either transport or your pet, tag me so I can check it out, and hopefully your car sketch comes out a bit better than mine does. And also, guys, again, just a reminder, you can hop over to urbansketchingworld.com. Loads of articles over there about all sorts of stuff to do with urban sketching, some how-tos, some inspiration, all that kind of stuff. And also, if you want these this challenge, 7-day challenge prompts emailed to you, then you can sign up for my mailing list over here, and you'll get an email each day with the prompt, and along with some examples from me, and probably a link to these videos as well. So if that's something you want, then just hop over there and join the mailing list. And then the other thing I want to mention quickly is that I have a book available. It's an ebook called Sketchy Adventures Around the World, and it's 130 of my ink and watercolour illustrations from the last 3 years of my travels, so from 2017 to 2020. I've sketched in some weird and wonderful places like Iran and Somalia and Ethiopia. Lived in Mexico for 6 months in 2019 to learn silversmithing. So yeah, I've got all kinds of sketches from all over the world in there, along with a few little notes and anecdotes and stuff. So if you like my sketching style, then I think you'll really enjoy this book, and you can go and check it out in the link below. And 20% of all the proceeds from each book is going to go to a wonderful charity called Cool Earth. They are a climate charity, and they work with rainforest communities to try and slow deforestation. So they do some really, really important work. So I'm very proud to be able to at least donate a small amount of what I can, to help in their work. So yeah, so check out the link in the description below, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed watching this challenge. I had a lot of fun with it, even though I wasn't overly happy with my results, but it is what it is, that is it's just the name of the game. So I will see you back here tomorrow, guys, for day 5 of the Urban Sketching at Home 7-day challenge. Okay, cheers.